Welcome back to the shop, everyone. Today's video takes place in week 20 of 2022, which is May 16th to May 22nd. And look at that, we're continuing with wiring. I don't know how much I'll actually be talking during this video because you've seen a lot of this stuff before, but let's see how it plays out. So it looks like this is most of the headlight wiring that I'm just kind of getting sorted and bundled together. If I recall correctly, those brown wires are like tail lights and, you know, marker lights, stuff like that. So that's why they're kind of longer than the rest. The other ones are going to be the headlight power, the dimmer switch, and a few wires like that. What I'm doing is I'm dropping the steering column down, and that's so I can fit the dash in. And the reason why I want to get the dash loosely installed in the car is so that I know exactly where the headlight switch goes, so I know exactly where I need to have all the wires end up. So yeah, now that the dash is back in, this is a really good indication of where I can run the wires and make sure that nothing's going to be in the way when I put the steering column back up. You know, I'm not going to hit any of them. And now I can just get back to bundling up those headlight wires. So you can't really see, but right now all of the headlight wires have terminals on the end. Those are all going to get cut off, and I'm going to redo them with my own terminals going into the headlight harness. But for right now, having them on there, it's not hurting anything. this is this is a module for my gauges, and I'm just trying to figure out how this is going to mount on the gauge plate that I have and what wires I need to come up to my gauges. So that's why I brought these my gauges out. It's just to figure out what wires I need to go where with this. Part of what I'm doing is I'm reading the instructions for the wiring, and I'm kind of going through the instructions for that module that I pulled out of the bag, just to try and understand exactly what I need and where I need it to go. Wiring for me is just a lot of figuring it out, and then I can do the wiring. It's nothing complicated as long as you understand, you know, power starts in one place, goes to another, and then you need a ground. Yeah, so what I'm doing here is I'm grabbing some gray wire, and this is to add in an interior light. So most times on this headlight switch, if you turn it all the way over to the left, it would turn on like a dome light. So that's what this wire is going to be for. It's going to be for some lighting that I have in the car. So as I'm building this little bundle of wires, you'll see that some of the wires are left out of the bundle at different lengths. And that's because these wires go to different places in the car. They're not all going to the same place. So for example, that wire right there is most likely the driver's side front marker light, and that's gonna go out the driver's side firewall connector. So it doesn't need to run the same length as the rest of these wires. You know, that next wire that I left out there, that's quite possibly the wire going up to my dash lighting. So it needs to be a little bit longer, but not too long. So yeah, that's why some of these wires are left out of the bundle. They're not all going to the same place. so it looks like we got blue and purple and green here. I'm guessing this is, you know, potentially wipers. Green might be horn. So I think we're just doing some of the accessories here. What's the orange going to be? That might be my ignition wire. I'm not sure, but we're doing some more multifunction stuff on the steering column. Yeah, so the reason why I'm taping this to the steering wheel is just to make sure that I have enough slack in the wire that I can actually run it up into the multifunction terminal where I need it. And then what I can do from there is I can find the routing through the car where I like and where I think it makes sense. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just figuring out all the routing as to where it's going to sit in the car. Well, hey, as usual, if you've stuck around this long in this, pretty boring wiring video, I'd like to thank you very much for viewing, and we'll catch you in the next one.